This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library
enough, you can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price you can get Truefire All Access for.
Okay, so it's Monday morning, and I thought, you know, yesterday I kind of just did a video just talking about some of the issues around this pedal, what is annoying people about it. So Roland Cloud, I think, really is the kicker here. And I was just chatting to a buddy of mine, Chris, and I was just saying, actually, I feel like maybe what this is really is kind of trying to funnel more people onto the Roland Cloud, which is a thing, right, that people in other industries are getting moved into sort of more subscription-based stuff and all of that sort of thing. Anyway, that's the pedal. That's what it looks like. We'll go through and we'll listen to the pedal and all of that sort of stuff. There's a power supply in there. Is there a manual? Good. Right, so I guess it'll be a digital manual. But anyway, yes, what I thought was we can view this and the recent free, there were 8 free plugins that came along for people to try with the Roland Cloud as well, which now obviously makes a lot more sense, you know. Altogether, you had the plugins, which obviously run on a VST sort of situation. This is the Plugout, where if you really liked those plugins, you could move them onto your single format Boss pedal. Why people are really pissed off with Boss is because I don't think the guitar community as a whole really wants to move to a subscription-based situation or necessarily paying per model of digital stuff. I think people are kind of resistant to that. A challenge to Boss, I guess, would be that if you really want to move something towards this space, one way that you could try doing that would be to make the device cheap in the first place. At £229, this costs, you know, not that far off something like the 96HX1. So in any case, you know, what do you reckon? Of course, there are other great Boss products out there that present quite good value for money. This is like a little bit of a break from that in that it's just a little bit different. So beyond the backlash, is there something to this pedal? Let's get into it. Okay, let's power this on for the first time. And, you know, I've bought this so that you don't necessarily have to. Yes, anyway, this is not a sponsored video by Boss, obviously. It's my clean tone. So you select OD1, SP1, phaser, slow gear, compressor sustainer, or the auto watt, or the SD1, DS1. So, how does it work? Select. So we've just got level and tone for this one, because that was what the original OD1 had. And then and you've also got an expression pedal part in here, or control in, where you can turn things on or off, or change the various parts. So you could have like 2 settings, right? I think. Looks like that way anyway. So each of these are kind of, yeah, okay, so apparently each of the settings, I saw Studio Rats did a video, it will save on whatever you last used these on, each model essentially. Okay, right, so that's that. Spectrum one, I have no idea really. Ooh, how do we get there? Spectrum. It's one of those kind of oddball type effects which, you know, Boss discontinued a long time ago. So like going from Coptoir to a bit brighter. I'm honestly not sure if that's a useful effect or not, to be quite honest with you. Phaser. So, totally fine. I ain't blowing my hair back yet. So, slow gear. Is actually a bit of a niche but legendary pedal from Boss. And it's been discontinued for years, and I think actually is probably what Boss would be better off making. That one is kind of an interesting one. Right, if we go back, exit, menu, then we got compressor sustainer. Wait, exit. Quite a slamming sort of compressor. Obviously, I think it could be a bit more subtle if you wanted it to. That's in treble mode. Right, then execute. Okay, so that's your like envelope filter essentially, right? Menu, SD1. That one's quite nice. Yeah, that one's cool. So I don't need to. An SD1 is an SD1. That's pretty cool. And DS1. How I would use a real one. Something like this, maybe. Okay, so is that everything that's included at this point? I think so. OD1, SP1, phaser. So, right. Now the next stage I think that I want to try and sort is what happens. Sorry, my nan's sent me a message. So yeah, here we see the Boss Effect Loader. Bluetooth. Connect. Right, let's go for that. Pair. Is it connected? Oh, here we go. Follow the instruction from update. I don't want to do that. Welcome. Upcoming pedal models. This is the bit that's pissing people off. Right, so this is all that's available. How do we get these other ones? This is what it will be like, I guess. Exit. How do we actually get them onto the device? I'm having my own sort of connectivity issues in general here, so that's a little bit. So if you go to menu, go page across, if I turn the blue switch on, then press scan, then we can connect like this. Right, so install. Okay. 53 seconds and £10. So I'll do this, I think, offline because you're not going to want to watch a video of this. Right, now if you come off of this, well, I thought I'd lost it for a second there, but I don't know. See, basically it goes loading there. I came off of the app, so you've got to stay on the app to actually do it. So maybe 10 minutes later, I think I'm at a stage now where I've got these other effects on. So. So you can't edit on here, but we get to this feedbacker part, overtone. So the feedback part, gotta hold the pedal switch. That's actually pretty cool. That is cool. That is cool. Right, if we turn down the distortion. No, I don't want to turn off Bluetooth. page, other page, overtone up high, distortion down low, level up high. That's quite cool. Right, let's go back. We've got DD2, select. Is that working? DD2 here. You should got medium, short, long, and hold. So if we go, so you could do the Eric Johnson thing with that. So I like that. So also the octave. I think it's mono, right? So no additional settings there. We've got C2 chorus. Again, all of these are kind of functional, sort of. Oh. So this is the pitch shifter that I'm on now, isn't it? No, I don't want to turn off Bluetooth. Page. I don't. That's mono stuff. Mono pitch shifting to me is not the most useful, so I'm going to move on. Tremolo, panner. Fair enough. Vibrato. And a flanger. Now if I come off of, so I don't know, oh look, we've got a manual here. Cool. Licenses. Don't know what that means, who gives a shit. Right, my devices. Got MIDI as well. Right, anyway, I'm fed up with that. Let's get off of the app. Yeah. Go back into our menu. Yeah, let's turn off Bluetooth, whatever. Exit. Just go away. Exit. Menu. I don't want to be on this page. Go back. So now, do we have access to all of them? OD1, SP1, slow gear. So now it is a pretty functional multi-effect. Where's DD2? Fairly. DD2. Can I see some people having a use for this sort of thing? Actually, kind of, yes. You know, that idea, like, well, if I have this space on my pedal board, and sometimes I need a chorus. But I don't think there's also nothing that's going to blow anyone's hair back. It's kind of just like all fine sounding stuff. To me, if Boss wanted to make a splash with this, if you had like all brand new effects that kind of were able to wow people out of the box, then maybe you might get somewhere with this. But I don't think that's what this product really is, to be honest with you. And it's been a bit frustrating actually getting just this level of use out of it, to be honest with you. Right now I'm installing all of the additional things. They're each taking like between 50 seconds and 90 seconds to add another 8 effects on. My first reaction to this is not a great experience using the pedal to start with. So, you know, just give me an update which has these effects in it or don't would be my first thing. Like, as I updated the firmware, which is the first thing basically I had to do to get access to these new bits, which I'm not sure if I really have access to even yet. It's just sat there. But I'm now waiting for those new ones to install and having to go and install them individually. Just give me a batch update. Give it to me all in one. Then the next thing is that if I'm imagining that each time I go to do this, I'm going to be spending £10 for each additional effect that gets put in there, I'm just not going to do it, I don't think. I mean, I'd probably just avoid it. Unless it was an effect that I really needed. There was something about this pedal that really worked for my format. The next thing I will say is that some of those effects that are included are just sort of odd choices to me. Like, there's a reason probably that Boss don't make the Spectrum anymore. I don't know what the reason is that they don't make the slow gear, and if there was one takeaway that I would want Boss to have from this video is reissue like a classic old pedal like the OD1, the slow gear. I think you have more success with those types of things than this sort of digital sort of thing. If you're struggling for money, do a Waza slow gear, do a Waza OD1. Like, those are things that people, I think, want. So I'm going to try and keep proceeding with this. But my instant reaction to it is sort of a little bit like the Waza Airs or any of the other Katana stuff, where like connecting to the pedal in the first place is a little bit tricky and a little bit sometimes works. Then some of it's not that clear, which, you know, is not great, is it? If you're expecting people to then spend additional money on this stuff, then I think you need to... I would want it to be a little bit slicker than this for my first experience, is kind of the feeling.